Hello, and welcome to Legends of. Today we will be looking at a legend of Georgia, the Lady of Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier is a very popular man-made lake in Georgia. Odds are you have probably heard about it, and probably heard about the supposed curse around the lake. But odds are you haven't heard the legend of the Lady of the Lake. The story of the Lady of the Lake begins in 1958 when Delia Mae Parker and Sussie Roberts were driving over a bridge in Susie's car. For reasons that are still unknown, Susie lost control of her car and plummeted into the river. Dive teams searched for the car, but found nothing. In fact, it is said that the only evidence that a car went into the river was skid marks on the road. Shortly after the car went into the river, locals reported seeing a ghostly woman walking the bridge, wearing a blue dress, and most shocking to them, she is reported to be missing her hands. A year later, in 1959, a fisherman noticed human remains floating in the lake. They were the remains of a woman in a blue dress, missing her hands and her toes. It was impossible to identify the woman, and no obvious cause of death could be found. Then, decades later, in 1990, the river was dredged, and the shell of a rusted car was found. Inside were human remains and personal items. They were able to identify the corpse as Sussie Roberts, who had been underwater since 1958. After identifying Susie, they concluded that the human remains found in 1959 were Delia Mae Parker. The Lady of the Lake, the ghost that is seen on the bridge, the woman in the blue dress, missing her hands, is still seen today. Locals still go out to the bridge to try and see if they can catch a glimpse of her. But there's still a lot we don't know. Why would Delia still haunt the bridge? And why wouldn't Susie? And speaking of Susie, what is it all those years ago that made Sussie Roberts drive off that bridge? We may never know the answers to these questions, but what we do know is that the legend of the Lady of the Lake is one that is very prominent in the area, and one that has remained for several decades.